in 1 minute. I start with one word. Romney.
This is the Glenn Beck program.
Romney. I told you. All right, let me tell you, first of all, our romance has changed over the years. Used to be you took your best girl down to the sock hop and picked up a malt at the drugstore before getting her home to her pop by 10 o'clock. These days, it's, half-naked grandmothers pole dancing at a Super Bowl, swiping left or right on your phone, and weird consent forms. Welcome to 2020. One thing that hasn't changed over the years is romance and flowers. Women still love flowers and expect them on Valentine's Day. 1-800-FLOWERS has some of the biggest and brightest roses picked at their absolute peak for prices that you won't believe. Right now, you can order 18 red roses for $29.99, and you can upgrade to 2 dozen red roses for $10 more. This offer expires on Friday. That's tomorrow, so don't miss out. Bouquet prices are already going up. They will only continue as we get closer. Pick your delivery date. I can guarantee you're not going to get 24 red roses for $39.99 next week. I can guarantee it. Red roses, 18 of them, $29.99, or upgrade to 24 red roses for $10 more. Only at the Rose Authority, 1-800-Flowers.com. 1-800-Flowers.com. Click on the radio icon, enter the promo code Beck. 1-800-Flowers.com. Romney. Didn't I tell you? Stu? Romney.
You did tell me.
And you were
said,
like, why haven't you have him Romney? I don't need any evidence on
first
Romney.
Of all, I
don't
say
need
anything in that particularly
yes, you did.
annoying
America
high-pitched.
heard it. I heard it.
No, you did say that, and I certainly did not have evidence to disagree with your analysis of the situation. But I was curious if you actually had evidence or you just had a feeling.
You don't need evidence. You have Romney. He's
was
all
saying,
the evidence.
though-
Yeah, I know what he was saying.
But I mean, Susan Collins came around. Lisa Murkowski came around.
Romney.
I mean, Murkowski and Collins, though. Any of those tough issues, they always vote with
Don't get me
Democrats.
wrong. When I said to you last week, when we knew those guys were going into the pocket, or maybe it was Monday, and those guys were going into the pocket, and they were like, "Yep, we're going to acquit." When that started being and I think it was Pat said, "Really, you think that I'm Romney? He is the Newman." He is the Newman of the GOP, and you have to say it like Jerry Seinfeld used to say, Newman. It's Romney. That's all you need. Did Jerry Seinfeld need evidence that Newman was the worst?
No, he didn't. We
you just
knew.
knew. It was him. It was Newman. Of course it was Newman. That's why everybody in the room, something would go wrong. Something would be slimy, and they'd all go, Newman. They had no evidence. They just knew him. Romney. Now, here's the great thing. He didn't tell anybody. In fact, he told everybody the opposite. He was telling everybody apparently over the weekend that he was going to go for acquittal. He was, the witnesses. I would really like to hear from more witnesses, but there's nothing here really. I'm going to go for acquittal. That's what he's telling everybody. Okay. He didn't even tell his niece, what is her position at the GOP?
She's the chair of the RNC. So like a big role and right in the middle here, right? Because she's obviously there. She's supporting Trump as the head of the party. She is very much on the acquit bandwagon.
Right. What's her name?
Ronna McDaniel.
Ronna McDaniel. Yeah. See, I'd change my name too if the last one was Romney.
I don't know if that's exactly what happened there, but...
yeah, it is. She didn't have to take his name for marriage. It's welcome to 2020. You barely have to know the guy or sleep with a guy. It doesn't even have to be a guy. You can just marry him and keep the name Romney. And she was like, oh, no, dear God, I don't even know you. You're a stranger on the street. You might stab me to death on our wedding night, but I've got to get rid of this name.
I mean, you don't even text... your niece?
Nothing.
Who's going to be in the middle of this
you
awful
go
situation
around and you do interviews with people and you haven't told anyone? Unbelievable. unbelievable.
He's like operating as a one-man personal legacy machine. He's not operating as a senator. He's operating as this like he thinks he should have been president, and he's kind of running his own little presidency out there, and he's focused seemingly completely on his own legacy.
If he was running again, then I'd like to see him take this stand. And maybe he would, because maybe he would. I think what happened here was Ann. I think Romney was just, going along because he said there's no crime here. There was no crime.
No.
There was no law broken. So what do you think the founders wanted the impeachment for? Just anything? Really? Because that is just a vote of no confidence then. Why have a trial? Why have a trial? Why present evidence if there was no crime or rule break? It was just disgusting. I didn't like it. Well, that's a vote of no confidence. This isn't a parliamentary system, Romney. That's not what this is. And that's exactly what he was going for.
And, was it crime-like behavior on the level of treason or bribery? That is the standard, even that, Dershowitz argued for. People are like, he said it had to be a crime. That's not what he said. He said it had to be a crime-like behavior.
Crime-like behavior.
In his speech, Romney completely misquoted Dershowitz and completely misrepresented his argument, which is just...
Well, he's a dummy,
Yeah.
He's a dummy. He's no dummy. He knows exactly what he's
knew
doing.
What he was doing.
He came home, and Ann Romney said to him,
I can't believe you're gonna let that dirtbag. Do you remember all of the things that were said?
I have no evidence of this.
You're just basing this on every relationship you've ever had.
This is just being me. Yes.
You're just basing it on all male human experience for the last 10,000 years.
That's all
is that what
I'm
you're
doing? That's all I'm doing.
You're gonna let him. Your name is gonna be forever associated with him and his behavior.
I will say though, there's a temptation here, and I'm playing into it completely. That we spend today bitching about Mitt Romney's one singular vote, when the bigger story here is
47.
Yeah, it was acquittal.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
they could only get 47. You need 67. They were 20 away.
Yeah, they got 48, didn't they? Because of Romney's. They had 47 Democrats, 1 Republican.
Okay.
So
because of
Romney.
Thank you.
Yeah. So they weren't even close to this working. This has been a giant failure. For the Democrats.
Colossal.
Donald Trump is at his highest approval rating he's been in his entire presidency.
If I may quote the late, great Jackie Gleason, how sweet it is.
Right. This is a win, right? Like, This is something that went well. This is something that you're coming off a great State of the Union. This has been a great week for Donald Trump. And like we can all, it's a little bit almost like victimhood mentality to sit here and complain about Romney all day.
No, it's
win.
really not. I
This
would
is a
do
win.
that. I would have done that last week, next week, last year, next year. I can pick any day, any event out of the entire calendar and spend the day just bitching about Romney. I could do it. So
Just like if a great thing happened to Jerry Seinfeld, he'd be talking about Newman.
right?
Right? Like we
doesn't
understand.
matter.